the five things which really impact our mind. Okay, we'll start the topic and then we will go into deep meditation. And how we are going to meditate is, I told you that many times now. I will stop giving you instructions, guidance. 2 days back, we had an in-depth discussion on how to go into emptiness, because in the morning also I spoke that, friends, after a certain point of time, these half an hour of meditation will not be enough for you. There might be challenges in your life where you might need 2 to 3 hours of meditation. Okay? At that time, if you're always used to with my guidance, you will not learn how to go into emptiness. And before we go into meditation, let's just five things. Why, all the Rishi Munis and all the yogis, all the enlightened masters, they say the biggest problem in a human being's life is the mind. Hmm? And isliye enlightenment is nothing but where you start getting the power to completely stop your mind and start your mind whenever you want to do it. Hmm? So this is the kind of power enlightened yogis have, but we don't have, right? Why don't we have, and how is the mind getting affected in different ways? Let's first see so that we can work on that. So first point that affects the mind is food, friends. Hmm? Have you ever noticed when you eat very oily food, very spicy food, hmm, what happens is you get very
My stomach
drowsy?
feels good.
Yeah, Tanmay?
My stomach feels is very happy in that time.
Your stomach feels very happy. But what happens to the mind? Have you seen that? You feel sleepy. If you are eating too
Mind,
much of spicy and everything, you might also feel very restless. Too much of food, the next day you will feel very rest. That moment you're happy. That's what Thich Nhat Hanh
my,
also
my
says.
my mind need more.
Yes.
My
Thich
mind
Nhat
says
Hanh
you need
talks
more.
about this. Yeah, Tanmay?
My mind says you need more.
Mind says no. Yeah, that is the temporary, that is temporary thing that your mind says needs more. Okay? And you should be eating nice food, tasty food. But when it is too much oily, too much spicy, too much tamsikness, garlic in it, and all these things, Thich Nhat Hanh talks about the same thing. People who are depressed, in order to overcome depression, they overeat. They feel, I can forget, I will be happy. So in that moment, they are happy when they are eating, and they overeat. After that, see your emotions. Just see how your emotions and minds are working. Not during that time, after 1 2 hours. You will see a sure shot result of what you have eaten. Okay? Tamasic food will immediately, in a few hours, will impact. Sometimes we are so gross that we don't even understand what my mind is thinking, how my body is feeling. हम इतने,
Hmm.
we cannot even judge what is happening. That's why we say, oh, I'm happy, because in that moment you're happy. Thikna talks about that same thing. When you are depressed, when you are stressed, you feel, when I will eat nice food, only that moment you're happy. Again, if your mind wants more food, again in that moment you're happy, you want to eat more food. What after 1 or 2 hours?
I feel sleepy then.
Yeah, you feel sleepy, you might get angry, you might feel restless, you might feel fear. So many emotions, not just that day. It can happen for from 2 3 hours to full one day, it can impact.
Hmm. True.
Okay, so that's why tamasic food, I already explained to you how, non-veg food impacts a lot of our emotions. The moment we eat the food, it starts impacting the animals' emotions, the even, because we think that we human beings have emotion. Animals also have emotion. And when we are eating that animal, all the fear, all the worries, I told you about those birds which did where who don't even have space to walk around, and they stand like this, And that's why they get crazy. These birds, they become these chickens because they don't have space to even walk. They are naturally, they are meant to walk, but they are made to stand like this. And because these birds, they start becoming crazy, and they start poking each other. They start hitting and killing each other. Yeah, these birds. And that's why it's called, Thich Nhat Hanh gives an explanation. It's called mad disease. And same mad is these birds who are mad now. These animals like cows also kept in them in places, goats kept in stuck places, always fear. Next moment, I think I will be the person whom they are going to butcher. With this fear that it's lying, and it becomes crazy, it becomes mad, and that we eat. Imagine how much, and all the emotions that the animals have, all the emotions are stuck in the animal's body, and that same emotion now is in my body. So, and then you tell that, why am I, why do I feel so crazy and mad? Then just see, what were you eating in the last 1 2 days? So it's called mad disease. That same mad disease goes to us. We start becoming very angry. For no reason, we feel angry. For no reason, we feel stress, restless. पिछले जन्मों का कर्मा तो है ही जिसके वजह से हम एंग्री फील करेंगे, इमोशन, स्ट्रेस, वट एवर इज माई डोमिनेंट नेचर फील करेंगे. उसके साथ फूड से भी हमारा माइंड पूरा मैड डिजीज, इट अफेक्ट्स द माइंड, राइट? Then sometimes what happens is that, friends, you will also see, what I'm saying is that do's you do or you don't do, it's up to you. But I'm telling you, this is what affects the mind. Then sometimes you will see we have a habit of, because India, yes, Ria, let me just finish this food and then I will get back to you. I've seen that you have raised. I'll just let me finish. In India, because we are so used to having fast food, कुछ भी नहीं है order कर देते हैं, right? हम ऑर्डर कर देते हैं बाहर से. हम्म. अरे आज मन नहीं करा, चलो ये ऑर्डर कर देते, वो ऑर्डर कर देते. ओके. सो remember that these people, they are not very rich people. They have a lot of trouble at home. They have left their family behind far away in some other state in India, and they have come here. They are filled with stress, worries about their their families. They are also cooking and thinking that I'm cooking this food for somebody, but I don't have enough to fill up my own tummy. So much of hatred, anger, frustration, and that energy through the hand is going to that food. And that food also we eat. Okay. And not just that, even cooks at home, like I have cooked at home, right? So I can see the difference that she cooks when she cooks, sometimes when she's sad, when she's upset, she's cooking, it impacts. Sometimes no matter how much she tries, she cannot make tasty. मैं थोड़ा सा इधर उधर करूंगी, Panna and Ridan, they will say it's so tasty, it is so tasty, it is so tasty. And she will try a lot of things, it doesn't come out well. Yeah. One thing that I have done with my cook is that I tell her that you are going to have lunch every day with me, because she's excited now, so you have to be a little, it's not just selfishly I would think about her as well, but at the same time, because I have, now she's excited, because for her, she doesn't have to worry. वो बोलती दीदी आपके यहाँ पे, because I eat at your place, I don't need to worry about any food at home. I go and just lie down, because she's very tired. In just 2 3 hours, she has to again come back in the evening and again start working. So for her, eating at my place, make sure that she saves a lot of time. She eats healthy food every day, good food she's having. Hmm? And then she can go and sleep. Because of that, she has, I can see that she now makes with a lot of passion. Hmm? And can I do this? Will I do this? What will I do? She does all these things, and then I can see that, that's why now, even when, like, I can see, because I think so much about her, she keeps worrying about my health and my son's health as well. If my son is ill, she will worry. She will tell me, without even asking her suggestion, she'll tell me, Didi, why don't you do this for him? It is better. Shall I do this? An extra thing she will do. She will always do extra for me. Always she will make sure she does something extra for me. you know She'll say, Acha, should I do this? Then it will be better for us. So me and her sometimes, because Panna is not here most of the time, she'll heave after now, after this one, I don't know when his visa is going to come, the main visa. He'll be gone for so many months, 6, 7 months. So she is like, I feel she's like a family member who is now worried about me and my son as well. So in that way, now her energies will not negatively impact me because she loves me. That's why she loves to cook for us. Yeah. So be very careful about kiska energy तुम्हारे पास जाता है. Sometimes, I first of all, I don't eat. Pridan and Panna, they go and eat. But whenever they come, they eat, whenever they come back, like some once in a while, I eat, okay, outside. Very rarely when I feel like eating outside. Now what you can do is that ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आप कुछ बाहर का नहीं खाओगे. हम इंसान हैं. We like eating things from outside. We cannot stop ourselves. Like there are tasty food and everything. So first of all, I eat red. Second, if I desperately want something and it has garlic or something, or it has not garlic, but somebody has prepared, so the energy of that person has gone. So the moment that food comes, I start sending healing energy to the food. I say, I bless the food. I touch the food and I say, please transform all the negative energies into positive energy. And then I start eating. Okay. So this is also how, many people just this is how I do. Shri Ravi Shankar says that अगर आपको खाना है then ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय मंत्र कुछ बार जाप करो so that वो फूड का टॉक्सिक एनर्जी निकल जाए and फिर you are able to consume the food and it does not impact you. थोड़ा तो करेगा अगर गार्लिक वार्लिक है लेकिन उतने लेवल पे नहीं करेगा अगर आप पहले से उसको थोड़ा बहुत हील एंड एनर्जी देते हो. Okay. So, friends, yes, now, yes, Ria.
কেমন আছো দিদি?
ভালো আছি রিয়া, তুমি কেমন আছো?
হ্যাঁ দিদি ভালো। দিদি আমার প্রশ্নটা হচ্ছে যে আমরা মনসা পূজা যেটা বলা হয়, তো
হুম
ওখানে তো হচ্ছে বলি দেওয়া হচ্ছে ম্যান্ডেটরি থাকে অনেক সময়, যেমন আমাদের হচ্ছে মনসা পূজায় বলি দেন।
হুম
এরপর যদি আমরা কালী পূজা দেখি বা অন্যান্য পূজা দেখি, ম্যাক্সিমাম যেসব পূজার মধ্যে হচ্ছে বলি দেওয়া হয়, তো
হুম
সেই ক্ষেত্রে ওই জিনিসটা কি মানে কনজিউম করা আমাদের জন্য মানে তখন
ফার্স্ট
হার্মফুল?
দেখো দুটো পন্থী আছে, একটা বামপন্থী ডানপন্থী তান্ত্রিক তান্ত্রিক ওয়েজ, দেয়ার আর অলসো তান্ত্রিক ওয়েজ. ওকে, বামপন্থী ডানপন্থী আছে. ওকে. So, first of all, once you will see that more, you will, all these people who are getting enlightened slowly, slowly, you will see that they, even Ramakrishna, who was a non-vegetarian, but at the end of his life, he reduced his non-vegetarianness. Okay. At the end of his life, he reduced because তখনকার দিনে, and at the same time, they also had this, at that time, there were no poultries, right? তখনকার দিনে কি ওরকম চিকেন মাটন কে ওরকম করে ধরে ধরে রাখা হতো? Were they mad animals? না, it was not. At least at that time, they were free. Whatever chicken was made, not from poultry, not from broilers. They were just normal chicken. अंडा दे रहा है चिकन, वो कर रहा है, घूम रहा है, खेल रहा है, नाच रहा है चिकन, अचानक से वो मर जाता है. तो उसको हमेशा डर नहीं लगा रहता है कि that I am going to be eaten, I am going to be eaten, I am going to be eaten in the previous time, right? But nowadays, first of all, it should not be at all. And still, if you compare, see the kind of madness these all the animals have in today's time. All of them are in poultries, right? Poultries, bolo farm, make them like cattle. They are like, it's like in one group they are made. Okay. Second, there are panthis. Okay. There are panthis. Some people do it. Okay. Some people, এই যে এগুলো বলছো যে there are bolis happening in Ma Manosha and all this Kali Puja. Yes, they do it. Okay. But then they do it with a very egoless state. Egoless state মানে আমি করাচ্ছি না, ঠাকুর করাচ্ছে, ঠাকুর তোমাকে তোমাকে মুক্তি দিয়ে তোমার next, so that you evolve to a better, না, evolution happens. First we start from mineral to plants and then animals and different kind of animals and then we become human. This is how the evolution. of us also happened. We were minerals at one point of time. We were animals at one point of time. Okay, we were plants at one point of time. So boli sometimes it when it is done with a thing that I am giving you mukti so that you can now evolve to the next level, that's when it is a good boli, and you can eat if it is necessary, if you feel like. If you don't feel like, still don't eat it. Okay, that at that time the thought process is different of bolis. First they are done with an egoless stage, যে ঠাকুর করাচ্ছে এই প্রাণীটার মুক্তির জন্য, নিজের খাওয়ার জন্য করাচ্ছে না। ডিড ইউ গেট ইট ডিফারেন্স? আমি আমার জিহ্বাকে টেস্ট দেব দেখে এই মানুষ এই প্রাণীটাকে মারবো, বলি কিন্তু ওই সেন্সে হয় হয় না। ঠিক না না রিয়া?
হ্যাঁ দিদি।
বলি তো ওই সেন্সে হয় না। ইট ডাজন্ট হ্যাপেন বিকজ অফ দ্যাট, ও বলি ঠাকুরকে দিচ্ছি, এটার পরে এটাকে ভালো করে মাংস বানানো হবে, তারপরে আমরা সবাই মিলে খাবো। ওটা দ্যাট ইজ অ্যান আউটকাম, যে এটা হচ্ছে, দেন এভরিবডি হ্যাজ টু ইট, ওয়্যার উইল দ্য মিট গো? সো বলি দেওয়ার রিজনটাই আলাদা হয়, কিন্তু একটা মানুষ যদি ওই রিজন দিয়ে দিচ্ছে না, ইউ উইল সি দ্যাট আজকালকার দিনে তুমি বলি দাও যা দাও, ওই অ্যানিমেলটার মধ্যে ইমোশন আছে, ম্যাড ডিজিজ ইমোশন আছে, ইট উইল গো টু ইউ। ইউ জাস্ট ইট অ্যান্ড ইউ উইল সি দ্য ডিফারেন্স। ওকে।
আমার আরেকটা জিনিস জানার ছিল, সেটা হচ্ছে দিদি, আহ
হুম।
আমরা হচ্ছে অনেক সময় বলি না যে ওই মন্দিরে হচ্ছে যে আমার একটা মানত ছিল, বা ওই পাহাড়ে বা যে এখানে হচ্ছে যে ভগবান থাকে, পাহাড়ের মধ্যে হচ্ছে মন্দিরগুলো থাকে। তো একটা প্রাণীকে হচ্ছে আমি বলি দেওয়ার নাম করে ওই পাহাড়টাতে আমার উঠতেই সমস্যা হয়ে যায়। তো
হ্যাঁ
আমি একটা টেনে টেনে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি, ওখানে গিয়ে ওকে বলে দিয়ে ফেলতেছি। তো এটা
হ্যাঁ
কতটুকু মানে জাস্টিফাই করে যে
হ্যাঁ,
ভগবান তো এটা
যত
বলে নাই
না,
যে
দ্যাট
আমি
ইজ
এত
হোয়াট আই
কষ্ট
এম
দিয়ে
সেইং, রাইট? আপনি মিছামিছি মান্যত করলেন। মান্যত এরকম যে মান্যত যদি করতেন যে ইফ আই গেট দিস আই উইল সার্ভ 10 মোর পিপল, আই উইল ডোনেট দিস মাচ অফ মানি টু দ্য পুয়ার, দ্যাটস আ ডিফারেন্ট থিং। What kind of mannat? It is like, oh, if I get this, I'm going to kill. What kind of nonsense mannat is this? Okay?
আমি হচ্ছে একবার একটা মানে পাহাড়ের মন্দিরে গিয়েছিলাম, ওখানে দেখলাম যে একটা ছাগলকে হচ্ছে টেনে টেনে নিয়ে
Yeah,
যাচ্ছে,
the
ছাগলটা হাঁটতেই পারছে না।
yeah, the goat must be suffering so much. It knows that it is going to be killed now, and all the pain and everything. And then this is not then if but if the person is doing it with the thought that I'm intending that you evolve, that might be some shift. But most people don't know these logics, right? They don't do it with the thought that I'm doing bully, that may this life evolve. We are very selfish. We do bully for our good. We are forgetting about that animal, that it is an animal, it is a life, it has pain. Okay. Then time, friends. Second point is time, which will impact our mind. Time is, we all know, full moon, then full moon, Amavasya, these times, then Mercury retrograde, Saturn retrograde. Sometimes you will see for no reason you are feeling restless. Did you see that, friends? Did you realize that? And then sometimes when you come back to me personally, when you call me and message me, then I tell you, I think it's this time. Don't worry, in 2-3 days you will feel better, and you will feel better. You feel better in 2-3 days also. Then solar flares. Now the solar also is releasing a lot of flares in the last 3-4 years, 5 years, 6 years. So the time also, it impacts our mind, and it makes us very, sometimes it becomes very foggy. Hmm? We don't know what to do. Hmm? And all these things. But when you know, acha, it's a time, it's the solar, it's the astrology, and all these things are playing. You also then, when you understand the reason, that brings also a lot of certain kind of peace comes. Even if the mind is getting restless, a certain kind of peace first comes with this understanding. It time kuch kar raha hai. Okay, let me just be a witness to this. Jo bhi ho raha hai, main usko like a sakshi, I will observe. Hmm? Okay. Then people, oh my God, most of us, because we are crave for love so much, friends, we are ready to go mingle with people, and whoever is there in our life, हम उनसे मिंगल कर लेते हैं, पार्टी प्रोग्राम सब कुछ करते हैं. Okay, people makes, because also we are social beings, it's a nature of us to become social. ये हमारा ब्रेन, रेप्टिलियन ब्रेन, देखो एनिमल्स भी झुंड में रहते हैं, आपने देखा है कि एनिमल्स भी झुंड में रहते हैं, ग्रुप ग्रुप में ज्यादातर एनिमल्स रहते हैं उनको, सो एवरीथिंग वी आर सोशल, वी वांट टू हैव company and all these things. So because we want, if we don't have good company, we will always go in bad company. क्योंकि आदमी तो चाहिए, लोग तो चाहिए साथ में, तो क्या करें, कोई नहीं है तो कोई ही सही, और उस चक्कर में हम लोग हमारा कितना दिमाग का दही करते हैं। दिमाग का दही, यू नो हिंदी वर्ड, दिमाग का दही। So how much we mess up our mind with this, you know, मुझे लोग चाहिए, लोग चाहिए, मुझे लोगों से मिलना है, एंड एवरीथिंग में। आपने देखा है कि कभी आप किसी भी ग्रुप में जाते हो, इतनी पहले नेगेटिव एनर्जी है, गॉसिप चल रहा है, गॉसिप चल रहा है, गॉसिप चल रहा है, घर में जब आते हो आप फुल डिप्रेस्ड, आपको पता नहीं आप क्यों डिप्रेस्ड हो, क्यों इरिटेटेड हो, फिर भी आप डिप्रेस्ड हो। ओके, दिस इज what people does to us. I'm not saying you should hate, they all have divineness, बट आपको आप एक टाइम के बाद जब आप गुरु बन जाओगे, आपको इफेक्ट नहीं करेगा, तब आप जाओ, तब भी गुरु लोग कितना प्रोटेक्शन लेते हैं, वो सबके साथ नहीं मिलते हैं। सदगुरु को ना बहुत लोग हाथ मिलाने का कोशिश करता है एंड एवरीथिंग, बिकॉज इट्स एन एनर्जी एक्सचेंज, ही डज नॉट डू इट सो इजीली विथ एवरीबडी, बिकॉज वी एवरीबडी नोज कि आई हैव टू प्रोटेक्ट, मैं अपना बाउंड्री प्रोटेक्ट करूंगा, मैं हैप्पी रहूंगा, मेरा माइंड सेटल रहेगा, तभी ना मैं दूसरों का सेवा ज्यादा कर पाऊंगा। Okay, some people you'll see for no reason they will call and they will do bakar 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 bakar, and then you will see after, you maybe they are not gossiping, but they are talking nonsense because they need company, because we need company, we are opening ourselves to that nonsense that the other person is speaking, and then the person either keeps the phone or leaves, or you come back from their house and you are drained, एंड फिर घर में बीवी के साथ झगड़ा कर रहे हो, बच्चे के साथ कर रहे हो, हस्बैंड के साथ कर रहे हो, बिकॉज ड्रेन्ड होना समझ में नहीं आ रहा है किससे लेके आए तुम एनर्जी, और फिर ये सब कर रहे हो। विमेन का गॉसिप से बहुत होता है ना, पीपल they need friends and they gossip, and they again they see that their mind starts getting impacted, they become negative, they start hating people because of all these things. Men have another problem, they have, there is one called alcohol friends, sometimes because everybody is drinking, I also need to drink, then we will be friends. सब कोई गोबर खा रहा है तो आपको भी गोबर खाना पड़ेगा, ये किसी ने बोला है? You have to be wise that okay, once in a while if there is a party and everything, will do it, but every time if it happens, it is going to drain your energy. Alcohol is extremely tamasic in nature. 31st ko, I think 31st or 25th, I think both Anandita and Meenakshi were asking that बहुत मन कर रहा है, करूँ क्या? I said, go ahead, once in a while you should have fun, why will you not have fun? But if it becomes an every weekend affair, जहाँ पे if I don't do it, I have to meet my group friends, we will all come together, we'll drink once in a while, then again you will see the kind of impact the brain, because people who are only party oriented, उनका सोच तो बहुत उच्च विचार तो नहीं होंगे, कि उच्च विचार वाले लोग नहीं होंगे जो एवरी वीकेंड में पार्टी करने के लिए सिर्फ जीवन उनका जीता है, उनके दिमाग बहुत उच्च विचार वाले नहीं होंगे। मंथ में किसी ने बुला लिया, चले गए, एक मंथ में 2 बार चले गए, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग, वी ऑल नीड फ्रेंड्स, वी ऑल नीड पार्टीज, but somebody who cannot live without parties, every weekend there has to be something or the other, that means the person has nothing to do, that's why the person only has alcohol and these groups and late night parties. So if you stay with people like this, it is going to impact your energies. So you have to choose wisely. मैं ऐसा भी नहीं कर सकते मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, ऐसा भी नहीं कर सकते मैं So you have to be wise now. As meditators, you have to guard your mind. Because घर आके घर आके ये सब गार्बेज लेके, पीपल से मीट करके एनर्जी, घर आके अगर आप घर में अपने फैमिली मेंबर के साथ झगड़ा कर रहे हो, बच्चे के साथ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है, तो फिर क्यों अपने दिमाग को मैसअप कर रहे हो हर बार आप that's why we should be aware what are the things that impact our mind, and once I know, then I have to be careful about guarding my energies from, so that it doesn't affect. Place is also a very important point, friends. Place. Okay, Place is like, you will see, I always go to Meenakshi temple and meditate. Why do I go there? Because first of all, it's a consecrated place, and second, it has so much of, it's the place itself is so pure, so much puja हो रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है, वो हम आपको ऑल नेचुरली डीप मेडिटेशन में ले जाता है, आपके माइंड को काम कर देता है. That's why place you will see some houses which are extremely cluttered. इसीलिए मैं बार बार आप लोग को बोलती हूँ, घर को साफ करो, घर को साफ करो. वो उसको उसको क्या बोलते हैं, ओसीडी नहीं बनाओ. ऑब्सेसिव कंपल्सिव डिजायर, ऑब्सेसिव कंपल्सिव क्या बोलते हैं उसको, डी का क्या फुल फॉर्म है, डिजायर आई थिंक, कंपल्सिव डिजायर, ऑब्सेसिव कंपल्सिव डिजायर. वो नहीं करना है कि हर थोड़े टाइम में मैं किसी
It
चीज
is
को जाके
disorder,
पूछूंगी.
Didi. It is
हाँ,
disorder. Obsessive
disorder.
compulsive
Yes, disorder. Yes,
disorder.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. So it's a compulsive disorder, perfection hona, clean karna and everything. Okay. But if you are, you have to make sure that the place where you are meditating, it is clean every day, at least before or after the whole day. Bed ko thoda clean karna hai, jahan pe aap बैठ रहे हो, आसपास dusting करना है, and all these things, so that your mind is always, because the place impacts, your house should be like an ashram. लेकिन बहुतों के घर में क्या है, हम फेंकना नहीं चाहते हैं, वी डोंट वांट टू थ्रो अवे थिंग्स, एंड वी मेक आवर हाउस अ गार्बेज प्लेस, whatever is there. And you will see sometimes, even, I'm feeling now there needs a cleanup is needed even inside the divan below my bed, the bed. Okay. मुझे लगता है कि कुछ भारी भारी लग रहा है, बहुत सारे बुक्स है, उसको मुझे अभी निकालना है, बिकॉज आई कैन फील दीज एनर्जीज आर इम्पैक्टिंग मी. सोचो हमको जगह कितना इम्पैक्ट करता है. इसीलिए ऑन वीकेंड्स, पीपल हु आर वर्किंग ऑन वीकेंड्स, मेक इट अ पॉइंट टू क्लीन अप योर स्पेस, थ्रो आउट द क्लटर दैट यू नो लॉन्गर नीड. एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सा बात बोल रही हूँ मैं फ्रेंड्स. ओके, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, एंड इट विल हेल्प यू बिकॉज इट इज टू डू विथ abundance, money. It will, many people will like the fact. I'm talking about, making your, how to, 7 things that impact your mind. But there was one person whose interview was taken, and he was saying Bob Proctor. They are very famous. They are all famous manifestation coaches, very, very famous people. Uh, Out of them, Bob Proctor was one of the famous manifestation coaches. He died out of old age. He died. There were, I think, 3 people from the Bollywood industry, when they were failing in life, they went to Bob Proctor. And they went to Bob Proctor to learn manifestation. Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, and what was the third one? Hrithik Roshan. These 3 people went to Bob Proctor for training. उनके training बहुत costly होते हैं. In training में, one of the very important tasks that Bob Proctor said was that घर में जो भी चीज जरूरी नहीं है उसको फेंक दो. साइड में नहीं रखो, बोला फेंक दो उसको. Imagine how much place is important, not just for mind, for abundance also, because whenever you clear the space, then only abundance can come in. Abundance को भी आने के लिए जगह चाहिए ना, उसके पास जगह ही नहीं है, घर में सब कुछ भर भर के रख दिया है, 10 साल पुराना, 20 साल पुराना, और फिर बोल रहे कि पैसा क्यों नहीं आ रहा है. Okay, that's why place is so very important. The puja room, trying to meditate around, either the place where you meditate should always be clean, or meditate in the puja room, because the puja room is already always very sanctified. Okay, the mind is clean. And अगर mind को हमेशा settle रखना है तो अपने place को हमेशा देखो, place ठीक है, place ठीक है, नहीं तो बीच बीच में clean करो या फिर चीजें दे दो. Okay. And the final thing is, friends, wisdom. 5th point is wisdom. Because सब कुछ आपने कर लिया जीवन में, सब कुछ, ये सब मैंने जो भी आपको बोला, आप सब कुछ अपने जीवन में आपने कर लिया, लेकिन आपके पास विजडम नहीं है. किसी ने आपको छोटा सा कुछ बोला, उस पे ही आपको लगा कि इतना, मुझे इतना कुछ बोल दिया, अरे बाबा अभी तो मैं उसको सुनाऊंगी, या फिर मुझे कुछ, मैं अभी उसके साथ बात ही नहीं करूंगी, ये नहीं करूंगी. when you make small thing a mountain out of a mole, that means आपकी wisdom की कमी है आप में. right? You know, mm, I'll give you an example. Okay, you know, I told some time back also, somebody was called me for an counseling and saying, मेरा husband मुझे help नहीं करता है, COVID का time है, ये है, वो है, and everything, मुझे ही सब कुछ करना पड़ता है and everything, and you know, panic कर रही थी. So I was telling her what is important. See, here everything is, देखो यहाँ पे सब कुछ ना एक कॉन्ट्रडिक्टिंग है. यहाँ पे मैं बोल रही हूँ क्लीन करो, जगह क्लीन करो, लेकिन और एक जगह आया है, टाइम आया जहाँ पे आप रोज रोज नहीं कर रहे हो, टायर्ड हो जा रहे हो, मेड नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है एंड एवरीथिंग. सो देन आई आस्क्ड हर व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, पीस इज इम्पोर्टेंट or the house to be extremely clean is important? You choose your what is important. Then I said that if you want peace, then you have to stop panicking about the, you know, जो OCD है उसको बंद करो, ऑब्सेसिव कंपल्सिव डिसऑर्डर जो है उसको बंद कर दो. बाकी थोड़ा क्लीन रखना है उसको रखो, लेकिन एक्सेस मत जाओ जहां पे हस्बैंड के साथ भी पंगा हो रहा है आपका. दिस इज विजडम, राइट? नोइंग व्हाट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. Some people, you know, some people, they will keep cribbing about मेरा जीवन तो अच्छा नहीं है, बहुत ट्रबल है, ये है, वो है. फिर मैं बोलूंगी देखो सिंसियरली मेडिटेशन करना है, सत्संग ज्वाइन करना है, एवरीथिंग. दे विल गिव 100 रीजंस के क्यों नहीं कर पाएंगे. ये है, ये है, ये है, ये है, ये है, ये है, अरे अभी तो ये है. तुम्हारे जीवन में कभी टाइम नहीं आएगा. योर लाइफ विल ऑलवेज बी बिजी. ये जाएगा तो कुछ और आएगा. But wisdom means this is of foremost important. Once I make sure that meditation is most important and I do it regularly, these 4 S's that I spoke last time, right? The 4 S's are so important: satsang, seva, sadhana, and what was the swadhyay. If you make sure these 4 S's are important, that is wisdom. तब ना आपका दिमाग शांत होगा. नहीं नहीं, दिमाग नहीं शांत हो रहा है, बहुत अशांति है, बहुत प्रॉब्लम है दीदी, बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, लेकिन मैं जो करने बोलूंगी वो आप नहीं करोगे. So that's the point when the wisdom comes, that I know there is 10 things to do. Even if I have 10 things to do, maybe I have to wake up a half an hour early, or I have to sleep half an hour late. As for example, some people cannot, I'm not a very early riser. I make sure I sleep late. I make sure I never, you know, skip my meditation. ऐसा कभी होगा ही नहीं कि मेरा meditation skip हो गया है जीवन में. 1000 काम भी हो, but I will make sure that even if I'm half an hour late, I will meditate and then sleep. So this is wisdom, right? When you bring in the wisdom, that's when you will be able to have peace of mind. Sri Ravi Shankar was, you know, I was listening to his talk, and she was saying कि एक lady है जो, you know, कहीं पे वो लोग जा रहे थे. It was a long flight, international flight, and something happened in the flight, and the fridge, the burner or something was not working. So the air hostess said, "I'm sorry, we cannot offer you hot food. You can only get cold food." And he was saying throughout the flight, she made her life miserable. She made the air hostess's life miserable. And she said, if that person would have just accepted the fact कि क्या कर सकते हैं, कुछ कर सकते हैं, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. We are halfway on the air, you know, on the air, and then we are expecting कि नहीं, मैं झगड़ा करूंगी तो मुझे गर्म खाना मिलेगा. Are you going to get that hot food halfway in the air? At that time, the wisdom comes that I cannot do anything. I have to accept, this is what I have to do, and let me accept whatever is given. Right? That's when again peace of mind come. Peace of mind agar bole, no, I resist, and see, connect it to your own personal life. The moment you are resisting in your life, कुछ भी चीज आपको लग resist कर रहे हो, आपका दिमाग सबसे भयंकर अशांत हो जाता है. जब आपके जीवन में, when you have complete trust in life, ना, that I trust in the divine, I trust in this emptiness, I just let go and surrender, I know the best outcome is going to come to me. You will see that automatically when you are in that surrender state, resistance नहीं है, stress नहीं है, आपका mind शांत हो रहा है, आपको बहुत जल्दी solution आ जाएगा. बहुत जल्दी आप देखना manifestation हो जाता है. क्यों? because my mind is no longer fighting. I'm wise enough to understand that there is no point in fighting. Let me just surrender and trust. Okay, so this is that's why इतना चार कुछ अगर सीख भी लिया, लेकिन अगर पांच, if wisdom is not there, your life will always be a mess. No matter how good you eat, what you do, with what people you stay, nothing. Wisdom अगर नहीं है तो चार के साथ ये पांच वाला चीज, ये only these five things will together make our life, at least make our mind a little balanced and settled. Okay, thank you very much, friends. Do you have any questions? If not, we will start with the meditation. Today, okay. 7 things affect us, 7 nights, 5 things, Ria. Ria, it's 5 things. Food, time, place, people, wisdom. And place itself, place in moddhe cleaning ta chole ashe, Ria. Okay? The cleaning comes in the space itself. Because only when you clean a place, that's when the place becomes very, sanctified, right? ठीक है. Now you will be using your own techniques to go into emptiness. Learn, friends, become your own master.